I'm buying Pfizer stock, and I ain't holding anything back. Welcome back to Strongman Personal Finance. So Pfizer has been pretty popular on YouTube because the stock has had a rough couple of years. Now, during the pandemic, Pfizer did exceptionally well. They had some you-know-what drugs, I can't say the name of the virus on YouTube, but they made a ton of money off of those drugs. And then the virus abated. Lockdowns ended. It basically became a nothing burger. And Pfizer's revenues and profits massively dropped from the pandemic highs. And the stock has sold off as a consequence, and now people are doubting whether Pfizer will even survive as a company for the long run. Now, if we can see over the past 5 years, the stock is down 32.33%. We see the pandemic spike, but you would imagine after the pandemic ended that the stock would basically go back to, 2019 levels, right? Why is it all the way down? Well, I think Mr. Market's probably overcompensating here, okay? Now, the reason I like Pfizer, besides how cheap it is right now, is its fantastic dividend yield of 6%. That is a 6% guaranteed easy return from dividends just by buying Pfizer stock. So let's go look at the financials. Keep in mind, Pfizer is down 33% over the past 5 years. Let's check out the financials and see how those have improved. Before the pandemic, Pfizer's revenues were $13.2 billion for the first quarter we can see on here. 5 years later, they're $14.8 billion. Wow, revenues are up over 5 years, even excluding the pandemic. That's crazy. Why is the stock down 32%? I have no idea. We can also see that after the pandemic revenue declines, because I guess we didn't need as many vaccines, now revenue's starting to recover. Crazy. Everybody's focused on this, the decline, and nobody's looking at this recovering revenue trend. Seems pretty clear to me, okay? But, you do whatever you want. Let's look at the company's operating income. Operating income over the last 5 years is basically flat. Now, you may say that's bad, but once again, why is the stock down 32% if operating income is flat over the last 5 years? We see some losses here, some negative operating incomes, probably from impairments, from write-offs. But guess what? It's over. It's in the past. I'm thinking about the future. And wait till we look at their most recent report. Let's go look at their cash flow. Operating cash flow over the last 5 years has taken a little bit of a hit, but I believe that's just a timing difference for the most recent quarter. If you look at the fourth quarter of 2023 and the third quarter of 2023, that's these two ones right here, you can see that operating cash flow is healthy, especially compared to pre-pandemic. I don't even care about this because this is already done. This was a fluke, basically, okay? We also have a massive acquisition. Let's talk about this acquisition. Have you ever heard of cancer before? I believe cancer, it did kill my grandpa, and I don't know what happened to the other one. Never met him. But cancer is very bad. It kills a lot of people, okay? Pfizer just acquired a company called Seagen, which focuses on discovering, developing, and commercializing transformative cancer medicines. Because remember, what Pfizer does is they do research and development for drugs and medicines. And then once those get approved by the FDA, they get patents on them. Then they manufacture those drugs and medicines, and then they distribute them around the world. And Pfizer makes a ton of money from helping people stay healthy. And one of the gold mines, one of the absolute gold mines of medicine is curing cancer. Seagen is working on helping alleviate cancer, making it easier. Eventually, they may even find a cure. What do you think's going to happen to Pfizer, bruh? I'm just saying, okay? This is a huge, very impactful acquisition by Pfizer, okay? On top of that, Pfizer has a very healthy drug pipeline. Look at this. May 1st, 2024. Let's look at all these drugs that Pfizer is generating That's going to lead to future profits because apparently Pfizer's dead, right? They got nothing going on. Look at this. Anti-infectives, inflammation and immunology. Look at this. Crohn's disease. That's a bad disease. I know somebody that had that. Hemophilia. That's bad. Look at all these different ailments, human ailments that Pfizer's treating. Internal medicine, more internal medicine. Oncology. This is cancer. Cancer, not a big deal, right? And look at all the phase 3. Look at all the drugs and treatments in phase 3. They're almost done. What do you think that's going to do? Interesting, okay? Now, let's go look at Pfizer's most recent quarterly results. First quarter 2024 revenues of $14.9 billion. Expected decline in Comirnaty, this is the pandemic viruses vaccine, and Paxlovid revenues drove a year-over-year operational decrease in revenues of 19%. Now, if you're slow and special, you think Pfizer's dying because they have a 19% revenue drop. No, they're just coming off the pandemic highs. And in the last 3 quarters, they posted steady revenue growth. Crazy. Crazy, huh? Let's see. Excluding contributions from these one-off drugs, revenues grew 11% operationally. Revenues grew 11% operationally. What does that tell you? They actually have solid revenue growth, excluding one-offs. On top of that, on top of actual good revenue growth that is sustainable and all these drugs that are on track, they're on track to deliver at least $4 billion in net cost savings by the end of 2024 from previously announced cost realignment program. Reaffirms full revenue 2024 guidance of $58 to $61 billion and raises adjusted diluted EPS, which is a great metric, to $2.15 from $2.15 to $2.35. What's going on? So they basically made a bunch of money during the pandemic, and then now the pandemic's over, so they had a course correction, but they're now recovering from that. I don't see the problem. And it's it's down 32% over the past 5 years. I think Mr. Market is a little special in this regard, okay? Now, we can look at their balance sheet and whatever, but at the end of the day, that's irrelevant. You don't need to worry about their balance sheet. What you need to worry about is the future. The balance sheet is in the past, okay? What drugs are they developing in the future? Where are they making all of their money? What do they have in their pipeline? Are they making smart acquisitions? I would say yeah, because cancer's bad. Why is this so hard for people to understand? I really don't understand. Okay? Anyway, appreciate you guys tuning in. If you want a sponsored video, you pay me $50, and I will cover whatever stunk you want me to cover. Don't forget to check out my free Discord in the pinned comments below. Don't forget to buy my book, Stop Being a Broke Loser. It's on Amazon, and you guys have a wonderful day. Cheers.